Have you ever looked at that one student who just seems to coast to an A plus while you're grinding away for a B minus? You wonder how they do it? Well, the secret isn't that there's some kind of genius. It's that they have a way better playbook. And in this explainer, we're going to break down their exact strategies. Okay, does this sound familiar? You're putting in the hours, you're highlighting everything in sight, you're pulling late-nighters, but your grades just don't seem to budge. You feel like you're working so hard, but you're just stuck in the mud. It is one of the most frustrating feelings in the world, for sure. And this just nails the problem, right? On one side, you've got your grind, all that effort, all that stress, and the grades just don't match. But then on the other side, there's their success. They seem relaxed, they're not living in the library, and somehow they're acing the exams. So what gives? How do we get from your side to their side? Here's the most important thing to get. It's not about being born with a better brain. It's about having a better strategy. Top students use a specific set of, let's call them hacks, that make their study time incredibly efficient. And the best part? These are skills, not some God-given talent. Anyone can learn them. And we're about to walk through the 7 most powerful ones. All right, first up, let's talk about how to make your brain actually work when you sit down to study. This is all about shifting from being a passive listener, just letting information wash over you, to being an active participant in your own learning. So, the very first hack is something called active recall. See, most of us just reread our notes over and over. It's like mental karaoke. Your eyes are moving across the page, but your brain is kind of checked out. The A-plus student, though, they do a brain workout. They force their brain to struggle just a little bit because that's where the real learning, the real muscle building happens. And here's how you do it. It's so simple. You cover up your notes. Seriously, just put your hand over them or flip the page. Then try to explain the key concepts out loud, just from memory. Now, when you get stuck, and you will get stuck, that's the magic moment. You peek at your notes, see what you missed, and then here's the key. You only review those specific things. You stop wasting time going over the stuff you already know cold. This quote is everything. It's the ultimate test of whether you actually understand something. If you can't explain it in simple terms, you don't really get it. And that leads us perfectly into our second hack, the fake teaching method. It sounds a little weird, but trust me, it's crazy effective. Yep, you are literally going to teach a stick figure. Grab a blank piece of paper, draw a little person, give them a name if you want, and then start explaining the topic to them, out loud, as if you were their teacher. I know, it sounds bizarre, but the second you stumble, the second you have to say, and then it, sorta, you've instantly found the exact weak spot in your understanding. No more guessing. Okay, section 2. Acing a class isn't just about learning new things. It's about managing a total flood of information. The best students are absolute masters at filtering out the noise and focusing on what really matters. And this brings us right to hack number 3, selective attention. Think about your brain less like a perfect supercomputer and more like, well, a really messy desk. If you just dump every single piece of paper on it, you're never going to find the one important document you need. The key is to be selective about what you even put on the desk in the first place. So how do you know what's important? Well, that's hack number 4, the golden rule. Your teacher is giving you clues all the time. If they repeat something more than once, if they pause dramatically before saying something, if they take the time to write it on the board, or, if they literally say, this is important. Bam, that is a giant flashing neon sign that says, this will be on the test. And when you start focusing on those clues, it leads you to hack number 5. You create a cheat sheet, not an essay. Look, stop trying to write down every single word the teacher says. Your goal should be to create a laser-focused, one-page summary of the most important formulas, dates, and concepts. You're not a court stenographer. You're a gold miner, and you're only looking for the nuggets. And for our final section, we're going to talk about the mindset that really ties all of this together. This is about building habits that make exam day feel like just another Tuesday. Why? Because you've basically won the game before it even starts. And it all starts with this. 5 minutes. That's it. This is hack number 6, the 5-minute sneak peek. Before you even walk into class, just take 5 minutes to skim the chapter or the notes on the topic you're about to cover. And what's so powerful about those 5 minutes is this. It's like watching a movie trailer before you see the movie. When you walk into class, your brain goes, oh, hey, I've seen this before. You're not totally lost, scrambling to figure out what's going on. You already have a mental map, and that makes it 10 times easier to understand everything that follows. Okay, next up, you need a game plan for class itself. Class time isn't just for taking notes, it's basically free study time if you use it right. So, number one, sit in the front middle. It just forces you to pay attention. Two, actively listen for those golden rule hints we talked about. And three, make it your goal to ask just one smart question. It forces your brain to engage with the material, not just passively absorb it. Now, all of this builds up to our final hack, number 7. Daily light lifts instead of a heavy deadlift. We've all done it. Cramming is like trying to deadlift a truck the night before a competition. It's brutal, it's painful, and it almost never works. The smart student, on the other hand, practices consistency. They're just lifting a little bit of weight every single day. A quick 5-minute review of your notes each day locks that information into your long-term memory, and you barely even feel like you're studying. It is easily the most powerful, low-stress study hack that exists. When the test finally rolls around, your brain isn't freaking out, it's just doing another routine review. So after all of these hacks, it all comes down to one single critical mindset shift. We have got to break this idea that more hours equals better grades. It is not about working harder. It's about working smarter. That person getting A's, they're not some secret genius who studies 24/7. No way. They are just ruthlessly efficient. They know how to make every single minute of study time count, which means they don't need to spend nearly as many minutes studying as everyone else. And this is what happens. When you start using these strategies, you stop wasting all that time on useless methods and tiny details that don't matter. You stop that last-minute panic. And instead, you're the one walking into class feeling confident, feeling prepared, and knowing you're already ahead of the curve. So now it's your turn. You have the playbook. The only question left is, which play are you going to run first? Are you going to try teaching a stick figure? Maybe that 5-minute sneak peek? What's the first smart hack you're going to try?